The descent into the unknown. The year is 2097. Humanity has stretched its reach into the stars, establishing colonies on Mars, Europa, and Titan. Yet the greatest mystery of space remains unanswered: the nature of the Event Horizon anomaly, a gravitational singularity detected in the uncharted regions beyond the Kuiper Belt. The Starship Oblivion carries an elite crew of 6 tasked with investigating this phenomenon. Equipped with experimental quantum stabilizers, the ship is designed to withstand extreme gravitational forces. As Captain Darian Holt initiates the ship's final approach, the crew braces for the unknown. Dr. Selene Voss, the ship's lead physicist, watches as readings spiral into chaos. "Something isn't right," she mutters, her voice barely above a whisper. Lieutenant Arden Graves, the ship's navigator, attempts to recalibrate their course, but the controls feel sluggish, as if an unseen force is already pulling them in. Then, without warning, a deep tremor runs through the hull. "We've crossed the threshold," Darian announces, gripping his seat. Outside the viewport, the stars stretch and twist unnaturally. The ship trembles violently, and a static-laced transmission crackles through their comms. Turn back before it's too late. The phantom signal. Panic flickers in the eyes of Ari. Dr. Elias Kane, the ship's engineer, as he rushes to stabilize their power core. "That transmission, where did it come from?" Commander Rhea Sinclair demands. "Unknown," Arden replies, fingers flying over the console. "But I'm picking up an intermittent distress signal. It's old, and it's coming from inside the anomaly." "Impossible," Selene breathes. "No ship has ever been this far." As the signal intensifies, a location pings on their star map. A derelict vessel drifts ahead, battered and broken, its hull marked with an unfamiliar insignia. The crew stares in uneasy silence. "It shouldn't be here," Darian says. "That design, it's not from any known fleet." Against their better judgment, they lock on to the ship's docking port and prepare for an EVA mission. The moment the airlock cycles open, an unnatural cold seeps into the Oblivion. A low, distorted voice echoes in their comms. "You are not alone." The ghost ship. Inside the derelict vessel, the air is thick with the scent of decay. Flickering emergency lights cast eerie shadows across the walls, revealing cryptic markings smeared in what looks like dried blood. Specialist Victor Halloway leads the way, his pulse hammering. "Stay close. We don't know what we're dealing with." They advance through the ship's ruined corridors, past broken terminals and shattered viewports. A sudden metallic groan pierces the silence, followed by a whispering sound, almost human, but not quite. In the control room, they find a single functioning monitor looping an old message. A gaunt, wide-eyed man stares into the camera. "To any survivors, it's not dead. It never was. We opened the door, and now we can't close it. Don't look at it. Don't listen to it. And for the love of God," the screen glitches, and the message cuts off. Then, the lights go out. The awakening. A deafening screech reverberates through the ship as something shifts in the darkness. The crew's helmets flood with warning signals. Movement detected. Arden's breath catches. "We need to get out of here, now!" The emergency lights flicker back on, revealing elongated shadows that don't belong to them. Victor raises his weapon. "Who's there?" A grotesque shape lunges from the darkness. It moves unnaturally fast, twisting and contorting as if its body doesn't obey the laws of physics. Victor fires, but the creature barely reacts before vanishing into the gloom. "Back to the ship," Darian barks. They sprint through the corridors, but the ship around them shifts, passageways leading back to where they started. The anomaly isn't just distorting space, it's rewriting reality. And then the whisper returns, closer this time. "You should not have come." The breach. They make it back to the Oblivion, sealing the airlock behind them. Elias gasps for breath. "What the hell was that?" Selena shakes her head. "Something outside time. The laws of physics don't apply here." A shudder rocks the ship. The engines flicker. A new voice crackles over the speakers. Distorted. Familiar. It's Darian's voice, but Darian isn't speaking. The screen shows a live feed of the crew standing on the bridge, except there are 1/7 figures. The extra one stands still, its face blurred, staring at them. The real Darian steps back, his heart hammering. That's not me. Topter, Segment 7, the final transmission. Their distress call loops endlessly as the Oblivion spirals towards the anomaly's core. The entity is inside now, whispering through their minds, unraveling them. Celine, the last survivor, records one final message. To anyone receiving this, and don't come looking. We were never alone, and now neither are you. A monstrous shadow engulfs the ship. Silence. The signal from the Oblivion cuts out. On Earth, deep within a classified research facility, a scientist stares at a blinking red light on the monitor. The distress call had been received. A young technician hesitantly asks, "Should we send a rescue mission?" The scientist watches the screen for a long moment before shaking his head. "No," he whispers. "It's already here."